everyone, I'm Adrienne Everheart, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to call forth the man you desire to get them in your energy, aligned with your values and what you want, using law of attraction and manifestation tools. Now, if you are new to my channel, please take a quick moment, hit the subscribe button, and if this video is helpful for you, please be sure to hit the like button. This supports my channel and lets me know I'm doing a good job. And as always, I love hearing from you in the comment section. I try to answer every single one. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you know that I did a program called Man Manifesto. This is an audio program. It comes with homeworks that you complete every week that really get you in alignment with what it is you really value and treasure in a relationship, even if the man is already in your life, or even if the man has not been called forth yet. I get you aligned with what it is that feels good to bring that person into your energy. You actually align your energy with theirs, even if you've broken up. Now, I have a really popular video. It is actually one of the first videos I ever did on YouTube about realigning your energy with someone and reconnecting with them after breakup. So I'm gonna link to that video below, and also please be sure to check out my program, Man Manifesto, if you want to go deeper into this process. So let's get right to it. I want you to be ready to call forth your husband, get your breakup reconnected, or if you and your guy are not yet ready to walk down the aisle, there hasn't been a proposal, I want you to call forth your husband. I want these things to come into your life. If you've gone through a breakup, you absolutely can re-attract that person, re-attract that energy back into your life. And as always, you may call forth something even grander than that. That's what I did with the first person that I lost when I was trying to use law of attraction techniques. I actually called forth someone with very similar characteristics and talent, but they were amplified, which is a wonderful thing. So I teach you how to get in touch with what it is that really feels good about this person, that you want them so much in your life. So we call forth more of those qualities, or you call forth someone who has even greater of those qualities and is even more in alignment with you, amplified. One of the most important things I get my clients to do is, if you want to be a wife, I want you to be able to say it. I want you to be able to own it and shout it from a mountaintop. I want to be a wife someday. I want to be married. Yeah, I want to be married. I want to have a husband. I want to live together in a beautiful house. I want to have children. I want to be a wife one day. I want to be married. I want you to be able to own those words. Now, if for any reason you're like, you know, Adrienne, I would just really like to have a man to spend time with. I don't really need to get married. Just make sure you're not saying that because you don't believe it's not possible. That happens with a lot of my sometimes older clients and really younger clients. They're like, I don't really believe in the paperwork of marriage. I just want to have somebody to spend my life with. Or a lot of women that are much older believe no guy is really going to want to get married again, or I don't want to get my finances all tangled up with someone else's. So just remember, you can also have a beautiful outdoor ceremony. It just has to be in public. The man has to stand there with you, with all your friends and other witnesses, letting the world know he is claiming you as his wife. So even if you don't want to fantasize about a wedding and you don't want to manifest a wedding, I want you to be willing to know what it is you do want. Ladies, the symbolisms of marriage, the symbolism of a ring, these things are actually more important to the man than they are to us. So before you get too wrapped up in labels or a word like marriage, I want you to first have it in your thoughts, in your body, in your spirit and your being. What is it I'm really wanting? I happen to be a fan of marriage because I want as much legal documentation that this existed, that this exists, that this is happening. And of course, if anything medically were ever to happen to me, my husband would have that say so, as I would him. And I want to have the option to be buried next to this person one day, and his belongings are my belongings. There are a lot of legal things I really appreciate about marriage. It's also incredibly romantic, I have to say, when you do stand before everyone and God and your friends and you take this vow and you let everyone know and you exchange these rings, these beautiful symbols of love, it really does change you. And I think it also changes the man. So number one, I want you to find out what it is I want. Proclaim it from rooftops. Do not be afraid to say to yourself or your friends or anyone, I want to be a wife someday. And most importantly, don't be afraid to say it to a man, even if you're on a first date. Yeah, I want to get married again. Or yeah, I do want to be married. I do want to be a wife someday. Go ahead and own it. It's how you feel. There's nothing wrong with how you feel. You'll actually find that men value a woman who absolutely knows how she feels and owns it, and she isn't afraid to speak it. Now, one of the things I talk about in New Man Manifesto is dating the non-applicable man. And one of the reasons I get you to do this is because it really unzips your vulnerability. I want you ready for a relationship. Again, even if the man is already in your life, but the relationship really isn't going that great, I want you to realign with the things that got you into this wonderful relationship. Even if it's fizzled out or made some turns and there have been trust issues, I want you to realign with those values and vulnerability that made him want to claim your heart and wrap you up from the start. So if you go back to the beginning, you might have been very secure with your boundaries, very secure with how you felt or didn't feel about something, and you had your own life, but you also were vulnerable. You were able to show him a side of you, some side of you that he saw and he fell deeply in love with. So when you date the non-applicable man, this is a man who is not right for you. This isn't a man that you're not dreaming of spending the rest of your life with this type of man. In fact, this go round, love may be very, very different. You might actually find that love is not something that you instantly feel that overwhelms you as it did in your 20s or even your early 30s. It has maybe evolved into who treats me the best, who makes me feel the most wonderful, who do I feel the most comfortable, safe, and secure with. So when you date the non-applicable man, you're able to unzip your heart and discover all of these wounds, entanglements, and fears that you have, and you get to practice with this man who's willing to practice with you. Now, I'm not talking about like leading a man on and dating him indefinitely and things like this, but you are able to date men that aren't really your type. They might really look good on paper. They might have a wonderful career, but something about their body frame or something like that just doesn't really register as a strong attraction for you. I want you to date this guy for a little bit. Find out what it is that you're feeling that disconnect with, because in there is the answer. In there, in our understanding this minutia of attraction and what turns us off and turns us on, is your ability to manifest what it is you truly, truly want. Now remember, you want to attract a man who is ready for love and commitment. You also want to be in a place of love and commitment. This means a lot of understanding judgments, values, boundaries, the reasons we reject a person, the reason we accept a person. There is so much to discover by dating the non-applicable man and by being vulnerable. Now, for you ladies that are married or in a committed relationship and you're not going to go date a new man, of course, what I do want you to do is begin to accept arrows and begin to remember how it feels to be valued and loved. So if you're out in public and a man smiles at you, smile back and keep on your way. But accept that arrow. Find that wonderful feeling that you felt when you first met your guy and go back to that place. The more time and energy you can spend feeling good, being aware of what it is I want. I want to be a wife. I want a certain lifestyle or passions and dreams or hopes and desires in my life. Get in touch with how those things feel. The best way to do it is go out and experience it. Experience it as much as you can. It is so easy to be a negative Nelly. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't comment on a video or in my support group and they say, I think it's over for me. I've really given up on love. It'll be great if I find someone someday, somehow. They're being negative. They're having a negative mindset about their outcome. So what do you think they're going to get? I want you to focus on what it is you do want, And if you have a negative thing that keeps repeating like a pattern in your life, I want you to pay especially attention to it, because there's an answer in there. There's more for you to learn. Again, identify what feels good in your life. Even if it's a bad trigger, it's there to tell you what you don't want, but it's also there to align you with what you do want. Now, this last tip is oh so important. And again, if you want to go deeper, check out my new Man Manifesto program. It is 12 audios. It is lots of homework and wonderful examples from women who participated in this class. So many of them went on to get engaged and married. I love, love, love this program, and I think you will too. One of the biggest things you can focus on is being patient with yourself. When you love and accept how you're feeling, whether it's impatient, worried, scared, anxious, upset, nervous, angry, when you can begin to observe what it is you're feeling and allow yourself to patiently process what the thoughts are that have led to this feeling. Again, your thoughts have led to that feeling. I want you to learn how to slow down and observe and really get in touch with what it is you're feeling and be patient with yourself. Boy energy is an anxious, result-oriented energy. It wants results now. It wants things to happen immediately. It gets very impatient with how slowly men move. And you might get really impatient with how slow your life is moving in regards to relationships. And I want you to say the following to yourself as many times as you need to. I trust everything is working out for me. I trust everything is working out for the highest good in my life. Absolutely, wholeheartedly believe that. There's a popular social media post I have of an image of my husband and myself's wedding vows that we actually keep on our refrigerator. And right next to it is a little sticky note that says, everything is always working out for me. Now, I had that sticky note there long before the marriage vows were there. And I want you to, no matter what's happening in your life, whatever the man is doing or how things are unfolding, absolutely trust that everything is working out for you. Anything that's happening is part of your unfolding, is part of your evolution on this planet. Lean back, take it slow, be patient and loving with yourself. Feminine energy is a patient, loving energy. When you have this energy with yourself, it will show to the man. And trust me, ladies, the man wants this energy in his life more than anything else. Men grow up in a completely different mindset than women do. They're not allowed to be emotional or vulnerable. But with us, they get to be that person. So when a man finds a woman that he can finally unzip his heart, not get judged or ridiculed or shamed for how he feels, he's at home. He can be with you. He can protect you, but you can also be there for him and get him like no other woman does. That is when you wrap a man's heart up for good. Now, to recap this video, I want you to focus on what it is that you do want in your relationship. Even if your guy is doing one thing, I want you to focus on what he is doing right, what does feel good. And if there have been other men in your past, like an ex that you still are really, really in love with, and he made you feel so wonderful, I want you to think about what it was specifically that he did or was happening in the relationship that made you feel so good. So I want you to get in touch with what those things are. Whether it was coming home and knowing that, one of you was cooking a meal and you're going to have a meal together, trusting that when you pull in the driveway, his car is always going to be there. I have no doubts. My partner and I are committed to each other. That feels so wonderful to be committed. It feels so great to take a walk around the block and hold each other's hands and just look at each other and know what the other one is thinking or about to say, just because we have that sort of relationship. That sort of stuff feels good to me. It feels good to just sit on the sofa and enjoy one of our favorite comedies together and laugh and share a snack. Things like this feel really good to me. So focus on those little things that feel good so you can call forth more of that feeling into your life. This is the most important thing you can do, is feel good. Do not judge yourself, be down on yourself, harsh or criticize yourself. Be patient. Everything is unfolding for you perfectly, but also be precise. know what it is you want. If you want to be a wife one day, own it, ladies, own it. And it will be yours. I have absolutely no doubts. I did this. I completely turned my life around. Many of you know my story, and you can do it too. There's nothing any different about myself than you. You can turn this around no matter your age. If you have a disability, if there's anything holding you back in life, you absolutely can call forth the loving partnership you desire. I believe this wholeheartedly. Now, ladies, if you want to go deeper, please do check out New Man Manifesto. As always, please subscribe to me if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much for being part of my channel. I look forward to hearing from everyone in the comments section, and I hope to see you again soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.